Hello all. So I'm working and talking, but I want to talk about something. Online dating profiles. Now, being back on Facebook dating, I won't go on any of the others right now. And I see like these guys, and I'm sure the women do it too, posting pictures like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and then you scroll up and you're looking because you're like, wow, is this guy really like 65? Holy crap, he looks great. He looks like 40. Well, guess what? He probably is in that picture. So I don't see what the point is. If you want to do other ones and scroll up and really like, you know, put you in your younger day, that's fine. And I love the guys that put athletic when they really have a dad bod or even more. And I just, some men, they filter their pictures too. You can tell because their skin is smooth as a baby's bud. And even women that do this. And I one time posted about, oh gosh, here and there I do it. I'll post a picture of me with no makeup, and it's not like one of my first pictures, but I put it up there. And like right now, no makeup. I'll usually do it after I wash my face and my hair is up. And I do usually this time of year, which I don't think I have any up on my profile, do a picture of me with my hair up, but with makeup. And then usually that's the one I usually then wash my face and take another picture. And I say, in the summer, my hair is usually up. I'll say without makeup. And there's guys that rude, nasty, negative comments, and there's some nice comments, but there's some like, oh, I think you look pretty much the same with or without makeup. Some go, why would you even put that picture up? I mean, I can't even remember the comments because it's been so long. I think it was actually in the fall the last time. And I like these guys that maybe were in shape and football players or athletes in high school, maybe even into college. You don't have that athletic body anymore. And the guys that say 3 to 5 days a week, well, 4 to 5 days a week at the gym, it's my place of worship or something like that. It's like, really? Do you really? I don't want a guy that lives at the gym. And they're like, you'll find me at night at the gym every night or I mean, the guys that go in the morning before work, I could get behind those guys before the guys that, oh, I spend a couple hours at the gym every night. No. And I used to go every night and walk the treadmill at Planet Fitness and walk 5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles every night. Now that I'm in a community where I can do that, the heat has killed me. But I just found on YouTube like scenery as if you're walking. So I'm gonna try that. Not so much, I don't know if I'm gonna try that, but I put on there working on my mom bod because I've lost so far like 15 pounds. And I put there, lost almost 15 pounds working on losing more. And I'm working towards a healthier me. And I'm sure there are guys out there too, or guys that got into shape, still have a little bit of a belly, whatever. But I find guys are like, some of them, they just want Oh, I finished my water. I didn't even realize. I just went to take a drink of water and I go, what? Oops. So guys that, even women, if you filter your pictures, if you like slim your body down, I don't understand why you do that. Just insecurity. And I'd like to hear from anybody that is on any of the online dating apps. And I think people that pay for Match, sorry, big waste of money. eHarmony, big waste of money. Because the same people that are on Match, on eHarmony, are on POF, OkCupid, all the free sites. They're the same guys that are on the paid sites. So, which I found that out. So, what I don't like is, again, the guys that put looking for a very fit woman, when they're not very fit. And hey, listen, everybody's entitled to have what they want. I mean, go for it. But as we age, it gets harder and harder to lose weight. And this is another thing. I had a friend who, first couple of years dating this guy, would slither out of bed early in the morning and put her makeup on, so that when he woke up, boom, she looked like she woke up that way. And it's like, that's not realistic. So that's why I started to put pictures of myself without makeup, like after I wash my face, because so I am. Like, if we get to that point, this is what you're looking at in the morning. Maybe not as good right after I wash my face, but at night before we go to bed, if you spend the night, boom, that's what you're going to be looking at. And also, my hair is up most of the summer. Like, if I was going out tonight and meeting some guy that I was seeing, like if I was meeting, the one I was just done with, I might put my hair up, but it wouldn't be like in a ponytail like this. I would shower, freshen up, and I do mascara and lipstick. Like, my face has some color, and I'm not a big makeup person. And let me tell you, if you can see my eyelashes now, I have my mascara. So you can see the difference. This is the hell, Thrive mascara, and it is, Liquid Lash Extender. Now, I want you to see, and this is also why I do it, because I want them to see me without my extenders. The difference, and I don't know that I can see so well in here, but I'm gonna get my mirror out, and I already screwed it up because I had stuff, but I don't know if you can tell the difference before and after. I'm really screwing up today. The difference between the two sides. Oh my God. So anybody, I don't know. Not for everybody. My sister feels like it looks clumped. I don't think so. So I want your opinion too. This Thrive, because it's like $26. I had free shipping. Like I said, these tend to curl up over here, but so you can tell the difference in the two eyes. I'm going to bring it much closer. you can tell the difference pretty much. I don't know. Maybe I can take a picture. I know, up close and personal. And I'll post the picture. But you can do another coat, and I think I need it in the corner here. This side looks good. This side, I know, and my lashes are so stubbly. See the difference? Like, you can actually see my lashes. And I gotta do the other side now. And this it's waterproof. So I think it makes a big difference, this mascara. My lashes don't curl. I probably should get an eyelash curler. But I used to have, I thought that Thrive did, but like I said, it's not cheap, but and it's not for everybody. My sister feels it looks clumpy, and I don't. I know, I'm blocking my face. So I'm gonna take another picture close up, and I'm gonna put it away. But this is it. It's Thrive, and it's very good. Okay, I had to do that to take a picture. I think it makes a difference very much. I don't know, but so I like to, like I said, I like to do it without makeup, because and this is a very light color. This is usually what I do, and one of my pictures will be is like this, but my hair down. This is like an everyday color. So this is like my everyday look. So it's just a little bit of color and a little bit of, sorry, garbage in my pocketbook, but a little bit. So I should have took a before picture and an after, but I didn't. So I feel, I don't think I have any. I think it makes my glasses down, makes my eyes look, and this is my other glasses. I don't like these. These are like readers from the dollar store, but I don't think I need my glasses. But so this is usually my look when I go out, like I said. And this is a moisturizer lipstick. It's also from Thrive, also $26, but I had 20% off. So I think your first order is 20% off. So I just feel this makes me, and I do this a lot, work. I don't know, because it's been so hot, I haven't felt like it, but I feel like it's just a little bit. It's not overwhelming. And I actually did meet a guy that liked the natural look. He liked a natural beauty, as he said. He didn't mind the mascara and the lip stuff. And I even had people that it really did look like they had tape and were bringing this down. But I am who I am. Like, online profiles also that say, oh, I like skiing, and I will tell you, I'm not a skier, not at all. If you're fine with just going skiing by yourself, snow skiing, or it's something you enjoy with your children or your, guy friends, be my guest. I'm not opposed to golf as I'm getting older, but I don't need to do golf. I don't need to learn how to golf if that's something you want to do with the guys. I feel on your online profile, I kept mine short and simple. I said, I put curvy woman, strong, smart, beautiful, inside and out, curvy woman, looking for someone not perfect for me. Not perfect, but perfect for me. And I put looking for someone, I deserve the best, so does everybody, so I'm looking for the best person for me. Something like that. And then I did put getting back into a healthier eating and exercise, healthier eating and exercise and a healthier exercise routine. And maybe we can take this journey together. And I know this sounds horrible, but there are guys that have written to me that they look like they can hardly walk. And to me, that's a very unhealthy person. If, like the guy I just got rid of, he lost like 140 pounds before he met me. It was so similar to Frank, because Frank had. So you don't have to be thin. But you can't be so, he showed me the pictures and he even said, his doctor said he was very unhealthy. So I don't want someone that is so unhealthy. So some bigger guys, like if they're 6'4", and they're real big and they say I'm a teddy bear, and if they're like kind of big all over and they want to work on, being healthier, they don't have to be thin. I'm not looking for some thin guy. Really not. I'm not a thin woman. And to me, some thin guy, a real thin guy next to me, I would feel even bigger. Have I met guys that are thinner? I mean, there was this one guy that I met that he was into bigger women, and he's like, you're one of the smallest women that I have dated. And dating, I use that loosely, because he was going to a barbecue and we were seeing each other for probably 2 or 3 months. And then it came up Memorial Day weekend, and he said that he was going to this, he's like, I was like, oh, and I never saw him Saturday. And my friend makes a big deal out of that. And I agree. If a guy doesn't want to see you on a Saturday night, you're not his number one. And I'm not saying every Saturday night, but a Saturday night date is a big deal. It really is to me. And when someone says, he texts me, he's like, oh, I'm at a barbecue with a bunch of friends and whatever. And I'm like, oh, I could have been your plus one. And he's like, no, nothing. And the next day he's like, you really should not consider me your plus one, your number one guy. I'm like, what? And then he admitted to me he was having an affair with a friend of his wife, who he also became friends with. And she lived in Pennsylvania, and he turned around and really, I was like, oh my God. And he has since ended it because I ran into him. I don't know where I ran into him. And, on the dating site. I didn't run into him. He wrote to me on the dating site, and I was like, oh. And he's one of these guys, and when in my singles group they were posting, and this is another thing. If you go meet someone and they look nothing like your pictures, like this one guy said, one told that she's a runner, she's an events planner, all this stuff. And he said she was over 300 pounds. And that's not what bothered him. What bothered him is she obviously wasn't a runner. She came in though, and if I offend anyone, forgive me, but he said like leopard top, leopard stretch pants, a leopard jacket, and leopard like boots. And she was way overdone with the makeup. And he waited an hour, and he actually was talking to the woman next to him at the bar while he was waiting there at the place. And he said, you know, she said, I'm here. And when she came over, he's like, you're an hour late. And she goes, well, you want this? You're going to have to wait for it. And I'm like, oh my God, how arrogant that is. And he sits down, and then she admits she's not a runner. She admits she's not a planner. She said she just did a party for Paris Hilton. Why lie? Why say these things? And the pictures were old. You're going to be comfortable in your own skin. Obviously she wasn't. And then they went to sushi. They had agreed. So they got in his car and they went because they met at a different place. They went for sushi, and then she's like, okay, I'll stay over tonight. And he's like, oh, hell no, you're not. And she's like, well, I already told my mother that I'm staying over. And he's like, well, you're not. He's like, I'm bringing you back to your car. They met at the Bonefish Grill. And he's like, my mother dropped me off. So, and he ended up driving over an hour to bring her home. And what arrogance of someone. First of all, you're starting out your profile as a lie. And I've had, like, I met this one guy who didn't have a job. And I was on the fence about him. I didn't know if I was really into him, whatever, but I was trying to get back out there. And we met at a Dunkin' Donuts, and he was already inside. And I had to go, you know, he said, oh, let me get your coffee, because I thought I was going to have to get my own coffee because he already had his. And then I said, oh, so what do you do for a living? He's like, well, right now I'm not working. He's like, I'm out on workers' comp. He's like, actually, I was like, well, what did you do before this job? And he's like, well, actually, I work at a job long enough, get hurt on the job, and sue them. And then I live off of my lawsuit. And I know this working for the attorney that real estate attorney that I worked for. Her partner did workers' comp. And every 2 years you can open the case. So he's like, and every 2 years I open my old cases that, you know, when the 2 years is up on them. And I'm like, oh my God. And trust me, we had people like that, that, you know, the other attorney handled, the workers' comp attorney. And I was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I was like, oh, and then he goes, I live off, you know, and I was like, oh, he goes, actually, I'm getting ready to move. And I'm like, getting ready to move? He's like, yeah, I'm going to move to my friends. And I was like, oh, he goes, yeah, I'm losing my house to foreclosure. Okay, that's something you do not want to tell people. I would not admit that. So I was like, oh, I go, you know, in the divorce, or, you know, you couldn't afford it because of he's like, no, just didn't pay the mortgage. He's like, because, you know, why? He goes, it's been several years. And so I've been living there for free. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, well, I bought a conversion van, and I fixed it up. I'm just finishing, and I'm going to live in my friend's driveway until he gets sick of me. Then I'll move on to my next friend's driveway. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, you know what? I have to go. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll walk you out. And we walked out, and I was like, thank you very much for the coffee, and good luck with your move. And then he says, goes to lean in for a kiss. And I'm like, did you really think this went well? It was 20 minutes. And he's like, yeah, why? I just said, okay, goodbye. I got in my car because had the car door open, get in my car, closed. And as I pulled away, he's looking like confused. Like, what the heck happened? And I had to keep blocking him on the site. And he's like, hey, how are you? I didn't hear from you. And I was just like, oh my God, you are not a catch. You are single for a reason. And I'm like, oh dear God. So, online dating. Be real in your profile. Post current pictures. And I'm forever, and when I'm at something and I'm dressed up, and like I got my hair cut on Saturday, I took a picture. My nephew's son's communion, and I got lots of compliments. I actually usually post on my Facebook or Instagram, and if I get lots of positive comments, yes, I'm a little insecure about, then I'll put it on my dating profile. So I have one from my niece's wedding, which everybody said I looked fabulous. One from the cruise. One from, like I said, my nephew's son's communion. I don't currently have one without makeup, which I'll probably get ready to do. And I don't know, just be real. Even the men. This one guy goes, all my pictures are current from 2021. No. And the one guy wrote, I can't change my age, but I'm not 60. I'm 65. And I'm like, no, it says you're 62, so it means you're 67. So it means you haven't updated in 2 years. I try to update my profile. I try to update the pictures. I try to keep it current. Like, I'd like to hear from other people that have done the online dating or are doing the online dating. That, like, and especially men, what do you want to see, women? And I can't stand, like, okay, the girls are big. And I can't help it. And I'm not going to hide them. And I'm going, wow, I love your pictures. And oh my God, how big are those girls, or how big is your boobs? And it's like, really? That's what you're starting with? It's like, no. X out. Unmatch you. And I went through today and unmatched, like, the guy that we exchanged numbers. I unmatched with him. And I feel if he wants to reach out, he has my number. He had texted me. No need to, be matched on there. Another guy that said, very cute. I love the dress. Thank you. I don't think I was really that interested in him. But you never know. And here's a word of advice. When you are online, and try to look past the pictures, because the one guy who I said only dates big women and said I'm one of the smallest women, and I, didn't know he was, fooling around with his best friend's wife. I walk in the place and there's this person waving, and I'm thinking he's not waving at me. And I said, I'm here. And he goes, I know, I'm waving at you. And I'm like, oh my God. He looked so much better than his pictures. So much better than his pictures in person. So I get either, wow, you look better than your pictures, or wow, you look the same as your pictures. And the guy I just got rid of, I think he looked, in person, he looked better than his pictures. You couldn't really see his eyes, and he had gorgeous blue eyes. So, I don't know. Just be honest, have current pictures, and embrace it. If you have a dad bod, or you're bigger and you're trying to, if you're trying to lose weight. But I had this one guy, that gamer, you know, like I said, he looked like he had trouble walking. That's how big he was. Huge guy. And unhealthy. I'm a gamer. I love gaming. You know, I'm a cow. I love, you know, you know, somewhat of a homebody. Oh my God. You're a gamer. You're a homebody. So that tells me you're sitting around playing games, not active. And my friend who, well, she was a size 0. I think she's up to a size 3 now. And she does not like to exercise. And she can eat, let me tell you. And she has said to me many times, you're probably healthier than me. And I'm like, ooh, no, Jen, look at the size of me. And she's like, no. She's like, you are always walking, you're always active, she's like, and you try to eat so healthy. And she's like, I don't eat healthy at all. She's like, and she likes her wine. And she also hates to exercise. She'll say it. So, you know, she thinks, and I get it, if you're a size 0, then you go to a 3. That's like, oh wow. That's like me gaining like 25 pounds. Her gaining like maybe 7 pounds. Because she's tiny. But, so be honest. Put current pictures. Embrace yourself. And if you're not comfortable enough in your own skin, and listen, if you're a gamer, you're a homebody, you're a bigger guy, like I say this all the time, there's a lid for every pot. So there is someone out there for you. There is. Be honest. Embrace yourself. And the guys that only do the headshots, just like the women. In the beginning, I didn't, because I was not comfortable in my own skin. Embrace yourself. Become comfortable in your own skin, and post those pictures. And look up, I mean, you're watching this on YouTube, look up on YouTube poses to make you look slimmer. There's even ones for hiding your arms, and I've tried a lot of them. The way you pose yourself, and the one for my son's proposal, I am like sideways, and it was a bad day for my hernia. It was swollen. So the difference in that picture, when my grandson and granddaughter's birthday party, when my stomach wasn't swollen, oh my God, what a big difference. So of course I'm not going to wear something that emphasizes that on a first date. I'm not going to pose something that emphasizes. When I looked at that picture, I'm like, oh my God. And my determination now is for my son's wedding. They're not talking about a date until after we come back from Disney. Yay. So I'm very happy about that. So I really need, next week, I need to get on the treadmill. They're having an engagement barbecue / 30th birthday party for, the Labor Day weekend, which is August 31st. I want to say 30th or 31st. That's Sunday. And I'm like, yes, that is my motivation, because it'll be 6 weeks away from this weekend, I believe. I'm almost positive. And that's my motivation, to get on that walking pad starting this weekend, or go to the gym in my complex, which is right across the way. But there's been storms every night, and it is electric, and my dog's been crazy, and this new medication making me tired. Friday night, I'm going to try to not take it because it does say that it makes you tired, but I'm going to try that. And if you are looking for someone, say, listen, I'm trying to get healthier. I'm trying to lose, you know, the weight. I'm trying to get rid of my dad bod or get it under control. I want someone that I can walk with, that I can eat healthier with. Put that on there. Put that on there. And that's why I put it. Trying to get rid of my mom bod. Am I ever going to? No. There's no way. I was a 7'8" before kids. And I'll actually post that picture. My BC before kids picture. And it's at a Halloween party. And I'm wearing a very stretchy skirt, that flat stomach, and I was dressed as Minnie Mouse. And oh my God. And even I'll post too. I'll have to black out my cousin's face. But because I don't want to put that. But in my cousin's wedding, I thought I was fat. I was eating salad like the month before because I was so afraid I was gonna like not fit in the dress. And when you see how thin I was, and that was before I was married, but the picture was AM, after marriage, BC, before children. So it was after marriage, before children, bod. And I want to say it was the Halloween that we got married, which was 93. So my son was born in 95. So we will see. And I think I've gone on long enough, but online dating, like, I'd love men to share. I'd love women to share. And just be honest, have current pictures, and be yourself. And we don't want pictures. Well, I shouldn't speak for everybody. I don't want a picture of you, no shirt on, laying in bed. Like, is that supposed to be sexy? Nope. Not to me, anyway. And this one woman I'm dating in my singles group, she's like, that doesn't bother me. Like, really? And I'm actually considering starting a group. I did put 50 and dating, and it didn't take off. It was a group, and one of my friends only joined it. But then she met someone, and she's been with them since, so I don't know. But it is now 4:38, and time for me to leave and go home, have my salad for the night, and probably, oh, Friday night is tomorrow. Wow. So tomorrow night I'm not going to take my medicine and see how I do. Because when I don't take it right after I eat, it makes me very tired. So if I don't take it right after I eat, I wake up in the middle and I take it when I actually go to sleep at bedtime, when it says. I wake up in the middle of the night with heartburn to the point where I'm coughing and throwing up. So I'm going to try tomorrow night again. Maybe because it was in the beginning. Maybe my friend said, maybe if that doesn't work, take a half of one. I don't know. We'll see. But online dating, be honest. Be honest, people. Have current pictures. My one friend, her, first of all, she said she wasn't online anymore. And my other friend, who's a guy, was like, isn't this? And I'm like, holy crap. It looks so airbrushed. So I'm like, embrace yourself. I mean, if you have a pimple and you want to use one of those apps so that, you know, you don't, like me, this big pimple here, or, you know, like, if I was to do a picture right now, I wouldn't go like this. If I was to do side view, I'd be like this. So it doesn't emphasize this big ass pimple. Cover it up. But if you want to use an app because you have a pimple, gigantic pimple, maybe right there, I'm for that. As long as it looks like you know, just hit blemishes. That's it. So, I don't know. or try something to hide it. Like I said, if it's right there, do a side view for a current picture. I don't know. I don't know, people. I'm just sick of all this whole online dating thing. Like, be honest. And I think you can video, like do a video of yourself. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing, but I would be up for that, because I'd be like, hey, you know, and I'd write it first before I did that, because, you know, who wants to do that? But I'm shutting. Oh my God. Yes, I want to save the draft every freaking night. But yeah, so I'd love a lot of feedback on this. Anybody that's online, men and women. And anybody knows anybody in any other countries, please feel free to share this. Please share away, because I would love other cultures' feedback, because we're very different. We're very different here in the United States. But all right, so I really am going to say goodbye now and talk to y'all later. Bye.